Norfolk Business Show with Danny Snelling. Sponsored by MT Comms.
Okay, Matthew, or is it Matt? Do you like Matt or Matthew?
Matt.
Anyway, Matthew.
Let's go with Matt.
All right, Matt Jervis.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in, mate. It's really good to have you here. I know we've been trying to get this done for a few months now, but tell everyone what it is you do, and then we'll just delve deeper into that, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm Matthew again from EG Groundscare, and I started the business or the company in 2006, and we do grounds maintenance, or that's what we originally started off with doing, is grounds maintenance for commercial sites, and we've sort of diversified over the years, and we tend to carry out lots of different services now.
So presumably property related, or all property related,
Yeah.
no, not just commercial, is it?
Well, it's all so it's pretty much all commercial work that we do. So from business parks to industrial estates, shopping centres. So it's all the grounds we look after, and off the back of doing the grounds maintenance, we often get asked to do lots of other work. So it could be
I can imagine.
window cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, all sorts of stuff.
Well, yeah, keep going with the list. So I'm guessing it's like everything from a bit of gardening as well, is it? And
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So I guess it's so the list must be huge.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
it is.
And anything we can't do, we'll often look to subcontract that out as well to other companies. So it might be that we get asked to do a roof clean of a commercial property. And obviously with a roof clean, you need certain certification, which we haven't got. So we'd look to subcontract that out. But 9 times out of 10, a client will come to us and ask us if we can do it. And we can pretty much.
So you're one of these guys that always says yes.
I can't,
and then you worry about how you're going to do it afterwards.
I can't say no.
Right up my street, that is. But yeah, there's so many flexible ways of doing things these days, like with subcontracting, and it's just the best way to go, because the customer wins because they get someone managing the whole thing, don't they?
Yeah.
And I'm sure most customers are aware of it more nowadays that it happens.
It's sort of frowned upon.
Yeah, well,
years ago, wasn't it?
I don't know if it is. I think it's more like if you're the business owner providing the service, you really want to be, and you feel a bit misleading if you're not.
Yeah.
But it's still you're still getting the team together, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
and we're always upfront with the client as well.
Yeah,
so if it isn't something that we can do, then we'll generally tell them we can't. But then we'll say, but we have got a contact who we can use if you'd like to carry on with it. So
I just think like you say, being upfront, it's accepted more nowadays. I mean, we have it here where we're sometimes a bit stretched on a job, or it's a 3-man job and we've got people tied up elsewhere. Yes, we'll use subcontractors, but it's no different. They want one person to pay. They don't want lots of people to pay and lots of people to manage. So it's as I said, everyone wins really in that scenario.
Yeah. Well, a lot of our clients are management companies, so they do like to have everything under one umbrella if possible. Yeah. So we try to be that umbrella. So.
So tell me more about the types of work and the different services you can offer. So obviously we've touched on cleaning and external cleaning, but do you get involved in internal cleaning at all? Or?
We haven't yet, but that's something that we can probably branch into.
Out.
Well, I don't know if we'd need to subcontract out really. That's something that we could do in-house. The things that stop us from doing some jobs is whether or not we've got the certification to do it. If we haven't, then we either go out and get it, and then we're able to do it, or we subcontract. But the majority of our work is in-house. So a lot of our guys have got tickets for to use MUPs, so we can carry out gutter cleaning, mobile elevated platforms.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
But I say the majority of our work is grounds maintenance. So we're looking after the grounds and the gardens of commercial sites around the whole of east of England. So we do travel quite a way as well. We've got sites in Peterborough,
Oh wow,
Cambridge, Bury St Edmunds,
get around a bit then.
Newmarket,
Yeah.
Kings Lynn,
And
everywhere.
a typical site, how many times does it need to be? How frequently does it need to be visited? I guess it depends a lot on what services they're having, but
I mean, it varies. We've got sites where we visit once a month. We've got sites that we have somebody operating on it 5 days a week. It can. I mean, we're going from sites that are just one office to sites that are 100 acres, I think, is our biggest site
wow,
in Norwich. So,
crikey, wow, that is a big job.
yeah.
And is there anything you try to shy away from? Is there anything you'll say, no, that's not really our remit? Or is this something you're constantly being asked for?
I try not to, because, like I say, if there's something that we can't do, then we'll look to subcontract it out.
Yeah.
But I don't want to keep on talking about subcontracting.
No, it seemed to be a topic of conversation here, doesn't it?
Well, I don't want the listeners to think that that's all we do is subcontract out, because it really isn't the case.
No. How many guys have you got now? Girls?
I think we've got 15 employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Including my son and daughter and my wife.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. So I think perhaps before we delve into son and wife and family business, let's roll back a bit and find out how this all began. I mean, what did you do before that?
Well, so before I started the company, I left school with not very good GCSEs, so I was never very academic. I then went to college at Norwich, so Norwich City College, and started doing GNVQ in leisure and recreation, and that was where I was going. I was going to go into the leisure industry. I did my lifeguard certification, so I got a part-time job as a lifeguard, and due to ill health, I'd say, it's because, well, basically I've got eczema, and back then it was just really bad, and the heat and the humidity from the pool area got to me. Skin got worse, and it was just up and down all the time, and so I had to leave that job. I finished college, so I came out of college with my GNVQ, which was an achievement for me, because I just didn't do very well at school. Then went from there to, where was I? So I went away from the leisure industry, and then went down to Canterbury to do a chef's course. So that was another avenue I was going down. I was thinking I'd want to be a chef.
Yeah.
So started the chef's course, and about 6 months into it, my eczema flared up again, and I blamed the heat from the ovens and the hobs.
So it's probably not altogether different than a swimming pool.
No. So I ended up coming back to Norwich, and unfortunately my skin just really put me on hold, really, and I ended up even getting disability allowance at the time.
Really?
So I was under the job centre and on income support. I suppose I was still living at home at the time, so which was a good thing. But the job centre then sort of put me in touch with the Prince's Trust, because I remember the meeting with my advisor so well. She sat there and she said to me, "Have you ever thought about setting up your own business?" I said, "No, not really." "Would you like to?" I said, "Well, yeah. Well, I suppose I could do. What would you like to do?" "Well, I quite like gardening." So she said, "Well, I'll put you in touch with the Prince's Trust, and you can go along and speak to them about starting up a business." So I did. went and had my meeting with them. And the Prince's Trust put me through a vigorous sort of interview, and they asked me to do a business plan. And I wasn't, again, business plan me. So I had to go to my brother and ask him for some advice.
So they asked you to do all this, but they didn't actually tell you how?
No,
show you how?
no, I had to get my brother, he helped me put a business plan together. Went back to them and they approved it. They lent me a low interest loan of £3,000. I went out and bought all the equipment that I needed to set up a gardening business. An old trailer, did the trailer up, and then went out and did leaflet drops.
Did they give you any guidance or training on that, or did they?
Well, I did have a mentor to sort of go and speak to every now and then. It was Ian Fitch
Ian Fitch from
Larkin and Gowan.
Yeah. I know him.
So he mentored me and sort of pointed me in the right direction if I needed any advice and that, which was definitely really helpful.
Yeah.
And I'd say, if it wasn't for the Prince's Trust and his help, then it wouldn't have been born.
Even back further than that, whoever it was advising you at the benefits of, I don't know, who was it you were talking to originally?
The advisor at the job centre.
Yeah, I mean, just for them to suggest that, I didn't know they'd done that, because I think there's a definite gap in education, the employment centre and anything like that to push people into working for themselves. It's just never mentioned. Even from school, it's always you must get qualifications so you get a good job. It's never really pushed enough.
No, and I don't think. I think this is probably one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, is because you don't need to come out of school and necessarily go to university and all of that. You can make it in life. You've just got to go down the right path.
But you're not told that.
No,
that's always been my bugbear.
And I think apprenticeships are brilliant nowadays. I think they're probably one of the best things anyone can do, is just go straight into an apprenticeship. Learn on the job.
Have you tried apprentices yet, or?
So we are in talks with someone about taking on an apprentice. It's not something that we've gone into at the moment, but we're definitely in talks about doing it.
I mean, from experience, it's either really, really good or really, really bad. Just my own personal experience. But we struck lucky, really, really lucky a few times and got some absolute diamonds who then equally went off to run their own thing or do their own thing. But, we had the benefit of them quite cheaply early on.
But also you can mould them into how you want them to work, can't you, as well? And
but equally, again from experience, you do get those who just, I think, just didn't want to work. Just didn't really have it in them. But again, just I might have been unlucky. But nothing against the Gen Z youth of today. But there was just a few issues we had. But no, I genuinely think that is a great way of just getting out there, getting experience. It's better than sitting on your arse, and you just learn so much from the experience. There's only so much you can learn in the classroom. But to actually, get out there and actually do it.
And I think some people learn more hands-on, don't they, than
of course they do.
Reading or writing down stuff. That's just
So you got your gardening business up and running. Presumably it was gardening only at that point.
So I was literally doing residential gardens. A lot of elderly people. So thanks to them as well. And then after about a year, I had a phone call from a gentleman from a management company and asked me if I'd be interested in quoting to to look after the grounds for a commercial property in Norwich. And I mean, this all came from, can you remember the Yellow Pages?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So the Yellow Pages, and when it was in a book form as well, and you used to be able to advertise in there, business card size or half page. Well, I didn't have any of that. All I had was the free listing of the name of my business and a telephone number. And believe it or not, he put his finger down the line of numbers and stopped at mine and phoned me. And from that, I got that contract. From there, I got another contract through that same management company. Before I knew it, I had all of their portfolio.
Wow.
So it's just...
Yeah, I mean, whilst that's lucky, you were still in that phone book. You know, you were still there, and you also done a good job to start with, or he wouldn't have given you more work. Yeah, so and don't think it's just luck by going there, because you know you were doing something right in the first place.
So that was 2007. We've retained all of their contracts to this day.
Yeah.
So we are still maintaining all of their sites.
Well, as I said, it's not just luck, that isn't, because you're obviously doing a good job, or they wouldn't keep you, would they? Because I know what management companies are like. They're always after either cheaper, better, or, you know, screw you down each year. They renew. So, as I said, credit to you for keeping those contracts so long, because I know how fickle and tight-fisted management companies have to be, because they have to, you know, demonstrate to their, you know, the people paying for the service charges, etc., can be complaining about getting the money's worth.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you think, or was it almost as soon as you got those contracts, you need some other people to help you out here?
Well, so my dad came on board with me. He took voluntary redundancy from the Royal Mail because he used to be a manager there, and then he came on board with me and helped me, and then from there I just started employing people, and the bigger we've got, the more people we've employed. So yeah, sort of. But we've slowly grown it to the point where I've taken myself off the tools, and I'm now working on the business rather than in it, and we want to grow. You know, I've got that ambition still to carry on growing. So,
what was it like taking that first employee on, though? Presumably not your dad, perhaps the next one, but you know, was it quite daunting, or didn't you think about it? Did you think we need help now? You know, was it that kind of, or was there a conversation first about the commitment to employing someone? You know, it is a big commitment, isn't it?
Well, I only saw one way, and that was to employ people. There was no way I was going to be able to carry on doing all of the sites on my own or just with my father. It had to be, I had to employ people. So, and it was exciting, you know, having new people in helping us, and it's a nice job working outside day in, day out, especially in the summertime. It's really nice.
Yeah, I guess it's not so nice in the winter, though, and when the nights start drawing in, certainly cold and wet and miserable. I'm sure that is a struggle sometimes.
Yeah, it is a bit of a struggle sometimes, especially when it's cold and wet. That's when it's worse, because it's sort of, the cold just goes through you.
Absolutely, and being out in it all day as well, I guess.
Yeah. However, we do run a gritting service and snow clearance service. However, I mean, we haven't had much snow in the last few years.
Where's that gone?
But yeah, we run a gritting service. So over the winter time, we go out at night and grit sites across the east of England and keep the ice at bay.
Man of many talents, or a company of many talents. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you've employed your first 1, 2, 3 people, maybe. How do you scale a company like that without, because back then I guess you didn't have much business experience. I don't think it's been luck so far. I think you've just been doing a good job. But Are there risks involved? Has there been any stories of when you have done a lot of work for someone, or they've gone bust, or there's any? I mean, like with us, for example, we might supply a load of kit and then send an invoice. Sometimes we do get bitten. Is there any risk involved in what you do, or?
To be honest, I haven't had any bad experiences like that, because we don't tend to buy lots of materials in, so our outlay is quite minimal. It's all labour really, but no, we haven't had any incidents where we haven't been paid. I'd say there probably is the odd one where it's taken 9 months for someone to pay, but it's all been really good. And that's important, isn't it?
Of course, the cash flow.
Cash flow is so important in business.
And do most of your clients pay, a monthly maintenance fee to you, or are they all on some sort of subscription service? Or
so, majority of our contracts are monthly. So we'll invoice at the end of each month and get paid within. Some are really good. We get paid within 7 days. Some 30 days.
And presumably there's an element of, you agree a fixed cost up front.
Yeah.
I suppose the question is then, are there any jobs that you've been bitten on in terms of you haven't quoted enough, or it's taken longer? I'm sure there's lots of those. Yeah.
There's loads. Yeah.
But you've obviously already agreed the price, so you're a bit lumbered.
And I stick to it as well. I don't go. I won't ever go back to the client and say that when this isn't enough. There's a prime example where this year we took on a grass cutting contract, and we've fallen short on that by a long way. But I've gone to the client and I said to him, this is what I agreed with you, and I'm going to stick at it, and we're going to do it for this price.
Credit to you.
So we've over the year we've lost money on it, but I don't like to back down on it.
Yeah, I think as long as you're upfront and honest with them and say and make them aware of what you're doing. Yeah. Technically at your cost, then they'll appreciate it.
And we've re-quoted for next year.
Yeah.
And we've quoted the right price.
yeah. But again, he'll understand because and appreciate the fact that you've done, stuck to your word for the first year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, a lot of contractors after the first cut would have probably gone and left it and said we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I've stuck to it, and
Yeah. Well, let's hope they sign up for next year. But
hopefully.
So I'm sort of more interested in how you scale a company like that, I guess, and what happens with admin. And obviously you're off the tools a little bit now, but I mean, I imagine that was a struggle for you. You said you brought your wife in. At what point did that happen, and how did that happen? And
so my wife joined the business or the company, and she now works 3 or 4 days a week, and she's behind the scenes doing a lot of the HR stuff, the health and safety side of stuff. She actually went and qualified in NEBOSH qualification, so she runs pretty much all the health and safety. So she's a great asset to the business. I wouldn't be able to have got it this far without her.
Yeah. Do you clash heads? Do you disagree on things, or is that just how does that relationship work if you're technically her boss?
Yeah, I mean
or do you just like most men? No, go do what you want.
Day in, day out, we see each other quite a lot, and it works. So I don't think we have any arguments over.
Do you manage
business.
to not talk about business in an evening or a weekend, or?
We're always talking about business. Yeah. That's one thing. Even before she came into the business, is one thing you cannot do is switch off. When you're running your own company, you just can't switch off.
No.
So prior to Zoe coming into helping me with the company, I was on the tools. So I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Cool. I'd go on the laptop. I'd do what I needed to do, emails, invoices, whatever admin I needed to get done. I'd go out on the tools. I'd do a 10-hour day on the tools.
Wow.
I'd come home, we'd have tea, and I'd be back on the laptop. So, you know, I went a lot of years doing that, and that's probably, looking back on it, I just wonder how on earth I did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now I'm off the tools. Occasionally I'll go on the tools if I need to, but I'm off them. I'm working on the laptop, doing admin, helping.
Well, the phrase is on the business, not in the business,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And now I'm in this position, I can see us pushing it forward again and moving it on.
It's fascinating. And did you mention your kids are involved in the business?
Yeah,
as well?
so Isaac, he helps out a lot with the social media side of things.
Oh, yeah. And how old is
He's, you caught me there.
he? Well, they keep changing, don't they? How can we keep up if they keep changing?
16, 17?
Yeah. And is that what he enjoys, social media side of things?
Yeah. I mean, so he does come out on the tools every now and then as well, because I want him to have that insight into what work is about, really.
Yeah.
I don't want him to grow up thinking life is easy. Yeah. And, you know, I went out to work at a young age. I worked as a postman for Royal Mail on a Saturday whilst I was still at college, did holidays, and I want him and my daughter to know that you need to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's not gonna everything's not gonna be put on a plate for you, basically.
Yeah. And you know, are you, because you're both out of the business, presumably if you have a holiday, is that an issue? Are you still able to have a holiday of some description, or
more so now?
Yeah.
Previous years we would have holidays, but I would go away and carry on working. The laptop would come with me. I would answer calls as and when needed, and I'd do a lot of the admin whilst I was away. This year it's been nice. We've had a couple of holidays. I've gone away, I've left the laptop, and I haven't had to do anything, which has been really nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, any business owner will tell you they never switch off, and you know, yes, we can say we have a week off, but we'll still keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Sneaky
Definitely.
look at your phone, because you know it's part of being a business owner, isn't it? You've got to be answerable at any point of time, isn't it? But it's great that you are able to switch off a little bit still every now and again, and you have to, because if not, we'll self-destruct, I'm sure. But certainly how you started out, you know, hours before you even started a day's work, and then doing 10 hours and then coming back, you know, that you cannot continue like that. No one can.
I think I probably did it for 15 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm surprised I'm still married.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're still living and breathing, but it finished most people off, I'm sure. And one of the terms I keep hearing from people in that chair and other people I bump into, you know, who are in business, nobody else who hasn't got their own business would really understand not what we go through. It sounds a bit woe is me, but you know, that nobody who isn't in our position would understand, would they? And it is something unique to business owners that they, you know, that other people don't see. And I see it time and time again. People seem to slag off business owners or anyone doing well, and just assuming they're rich and they're, you know, it's never the case, and it's and they certainly don't spend hours on the golf course. Okay, maybe we do, but you know, it's just that people don't understand that you just don't switch off when you're a business owner. You're constantly thinking about that entity, and it does encroach in your personal life as well, massively.
Yeah, I think employees. I've had it in the past where you get employees think that they get the wrong mindset, and they think, oh, well, I'm just working to make him money, but it's not the case.
Exactly,
they don't know. They don't know what you do behind the scenes. They don't know you're up at 4 o'clock doing paperwork. They don't know the stress that's involved with it all, and the financial side of it. They don't know what loans you've taken out to pay for stuff. We run around 9 vehicles, so a lot of them have,
and the responsibility is on your shoulders for them putting food on the table. And their families. You're responsible for them, so it is a big weight any employer carries.
Definitely.
And people don't tend to see that or understand that, and it does frustrate me sometimes. So I always like to, ask what are the biggest challenges that you've overcome since you've been running? Any real low points that you got through, or has it all been plain sailing?
I wouldn't say it's been plain sailing. I'd probably say my health has always been an issue. And when I talk about my health, it is my eczema that I've suffered with. So it wasn't only when I was a teenager or when I was coming out of college or anything like that. I've suffered with it all my life, and I'd say that for even growing this business, I've suffered because I've gone out. I think it's probably because of the long days working in the heat and coming home, and just my whole body would be really, just eczema all over. And I don't know. It's been difficult. That part has.
Has anything happened medically through that time to improve things for eczema sufferers, or?
So I've been under the dermatologist for pretty much all my life. I've tried lots of different things. I've tried UV light. I've been on azathioprine. Obviously lots of steroid creams. But it's only the last year where it's got a lot better.
Really?
And the only thing I can put it down to is not being on the tools.
Wow, yeah.
So...
And I guess less stress,
myself
less stress maybe as well.
Less stress.
Because they do just put everything down to stress, don't they? Very easily. Oh, it must just be because you're stressed. But I honestly see it. I see it all the time, and both me and my son suffer quite bad IBS. And honestly, you can set your clock to it. That if we're going through a stressful period or anything like that, then that does flare up.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, my son's moving to London this week, and both of us have been suffering IBS really badly for the last 2 weeks. So honestly, you can set your clock by it. But whether there's any link with eczema and that, I don't know. But I just think bodies are not designed to cope with too much stress. So who knows? It could be. But yeah, nice to hear that you're coming through the site, the other end of that. And any real success stories? Obviously, just the size of your company in that space of time, and how it's all a success story. But is there any standout moments? A big contract you won, big client you were successful at, or awards or anything? I don't know.
No. So in the way of contracts, we've got a contract in Peterborough. So. This site is a business park. It got sold on several years ago. And when a site gets sold on, I panic. I go into worry mode. I think we're going to lose the contract because it's going under a new management company, a new owner. They're going to want to bring in their own contractors that they've. Luckily, we retained it, but following that then got sold again. And I was worrying again and didn't know whether or not we were going to retain it. But the current management company who manage it now, when they came to the site to meet us and have a look round, they were so impressed with how the site was looking that they kept us on.
Yeah.
And that was back in 2009 we took that site on.
Wow.
So it's moments like that where there's that potential of losing a contract.
Yeah.
But then retaining it, that's when it's a special moment to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And any, I think you mentioned earlier that you were perhaps going in a different market, or not different, but you're not changing, but you're exploring was it residential more, or are there any changes planned, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Changes planned. Right. Okay. So here's a good one. This is a big change. Not in the market, but our business name and branding. So I wanted to rebrand the business, and so we went to Temple Brown, and they were going to redesign our brand. And at the same time, I thought actually I wouldn't mind changing the name of the business, because the main reason is that our business name, EG Groundscare, it's a bit difficult to say if you're at some time. So I went to them with rebrand, and we're going to rename the business, and we're going to rename it Omni. So it's a nice, easy name to say, and Omni is the meaning of Omni means sort of everything.
Yeah.
Because we've evolved over time, and we carry out so many different services that I want people to know that we can do everything.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And it is just, it sounds a bit more corporate, doesn't it? It sounds a bit more professional. Yeah. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, some would perhaps disagree. They like the sort of smaller family business feel to it, but you're not going to be losing any of that. No. Certainly with your wife on board and your kids, and
yeah.
I think that's good. So when I write the description of this, am I using Omni or am I using EG? I'll try and fit them both in. But
I suppose at the moment, let's stick with EG Groundscare.
Yeah. I'll give it a mention, but no, that's exciting times, and I guess quite risky times as well. You don't know how your customers are going to react, but it sounds like you've got really good relationships with them. Anyway.
Yeah, we have.
So finally, I think just to ask, who can we put you in touch with? Who are you really looking to connect with? Is there anyone our listeners, if they're watching this, can reach out to you for and say, look, these people are really good people to have a coffee with or something? But
so we work, like I said, we work with a lot of management companies. So I would say that's our, what's the word?
Bread and butter?
Bread and butter. Yeah. So I would say that we would like to reach out to more management companies, make those connections with new clients and speak to them. And I think they'd be happy.
Just so I can understand it, obviously you do more commercial than residential, but you do residential as well, presumably.
Well, not really
but
anymore.
If, for example, you had a block of 50 flats with grounds, would you then take the whole contract, or would you just work for an existing management company and do the grounds, for example?
So if it's under block management, and then we would work for that management company.
Yes, yeah.
So that is still, I would still class that as a commercial premises, because it's under a management company. Whereas when you say residential, I think of someone,
an individual looking after their house.
And I don't. Yeah. The money's not there, but the money is there, but generally people don't want to pay VAT.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah, no, exactly what you mean. So block management companies, yes. Commercial buildings, yes.
Yeah.
And
so the likes of Brown and Co. and I'd say Savills, but we do have a contract with Savills, so we are working with them. But any sort of big management company in Norfolk that we'd love to speak to.
Try reaching out to the diocese who look after this building. So Matt, thanks for coming in. I think it's been phenomenal just learning about your business, and honestly, full credit to you from by your own admission, not being very good academically to have grown this business. I think you should be really, really proud of yourself. And
Well, thank you.
It's no, I genuinely mean that. It's a phenomenal success story, and I think long may you continue as your new name, Omni.
Omni,
So,
yes.
I look forward to seeing that about on the vans.
And thank you for having me on.
No, it's been great, mate. It's been really good.
Been really, really exciting time for me to be invited.
Well, like I say,
onto the podcast.
you've made it now. But you've gone on the Norfolk Business Show, so you must have made it, mate. Thanks for coming in. It's been good.
The Norfolk Business Show with Danny Snelling, sponsored by MT Comms.
Just a quick word from me. Absolutely thrilled with the response and feedback we've had so far. It really has been so positive. We're going to continue with it. I do just need to ask you all, please, just to take that 1 second to click the subscribe, like, follow button, share them. Just do something for me, because we're never going to be monetized. We're not going to make money from this show, and that's not our intention. We're a local Norfolk show, so we're never going to get those worldwide viewing figures that need to monetize channels. It's not about that. We genuinely are just trying to give back to the business community in Norfolk. So please do that favour for me. It will just increase the visibility of those guests we have on the show, so they get more impact from it. And who knows, if you're a future guest, then you'll get the benefit of that as well. So please do that for me. Obviously, we're sponsoring it from MT Comms. Please do keep us in mind if we can help with anything IT related, Office 365, support, cybersecurity, 365, that sort of thing. We also do telecoms, mobile, CCTV. There's loads of stuff we do. Just reach out to us and ask us if you can help with anything. Thank you, guys.